Hey, this is Strib. I'm going to talk about my Marlin 60 rifles, the 22s. I have two of them. I'm very fond of them. I've already done a video on one, which is it's in a Dragunov stock. It's got a big 3x9 scope on it. It's extremely accurate, really fun to shoot. I don't know if you can see behind my head or not, but there's some targets up there, and it's basically where I blew out the center of some targets with one of my Marlin 60s, the one that I was just discussing, the one with the Dragunov stock and the giant scope. But I have two. One I've kept in more or less regular configuration. I've not put a giant optic on it, although a lot of my other long guns have big optics on them as well. I'm old, eyes are going bad. Um, really helps to have some magnification when I'm at the range trying to, impress people. But this is the one I'm about to show you is um, stock configuration Marlin 60 with, of course, the micro groove barrel, which makes these things very accurate. It's the standard stock, although I did a little bit of a paint job on it since um, I had a can of Krylon OD paint and just went crazy with it and painted every composite stock that I own olive drab. You can see the fancy um, masking tape work that I did on it. It's kind of cool. The main reason I'm showing this to you is that the standard sights that come with these things, you end up having to really have to get down. They're good sights. They're decent sights. So the stock standard kind of thing that you'd see on any 22 rifle with a little elevator in the back about this far up the stock, or up the barrel, I'm sorry. Um, and I just can't do those kind of sights anymore. I can, but it's difficult. So what I did um, was I put on Tech 200 sights on this particular model. If you look at this front sight, it's actually a peep sight, very similar to what you'd see on an M1 or an M14. It's got elevation and windage adjustments, and since it clamps onto the little 11 millimeter dovetail tip out that you see on the receiver of these particular rifles in all Marlin 22s, this sight sits up significantly higher. So it comes with the corresponding front sight as well. And if you check this bad boy out, it is kind of a barley corn sight, front sight protectors on either side with a little peg in the middle. They're military style sights. They're Tech M Model 200 sights, and I know this company makes them for a variety of different rifles, but they seem to work really, really well on the Marlins. I love sighting through this thing. It feels like I'm shooting something that something that I fired back Marine Corps days, the M14 in particular. These sights really work nice for me. I can't obviously be as accurate as I can with the 3x9 scope that you see behind my head above my Marine Corps flag, but it's really fun. Particularly, who needs a 9 power sight when you're shooting at 50 feet indoors? This is perfect for that sort of thing. Makes it very recreational. Also gives me an opportunity to, when I do teach other people how to shoot, it always helps to touch base with iron sights before you go to a magnified optic or a red dot or something like that, which is, inevitably what everybody does anyway, even little kids anymore. With shooting their crickets, their dads will put 4 power optic on it. Makes things a lot of fun. Well, getting your eyeball off the plane of the receiver just high enough so that you can get a really nice sight picture with something that's built quality iron sights. It's pretty cool. These better be quality iron sights because these bad boys cost $70. Twice that, and you can buy the rifle that it's mounted on. A lot more than the average person would spend, on a Tasco scope or a variety of things that you can get perfectly good optics at Walmart or on Amazon.com for $30. Another nice thing about the original, let me just throw this in here. The original stock, this screws off and this is hollow. The butt's hollow inside, and a lot of people will use that for storage. I have a little velvet bag up there with 28 rounds of CCR mini mags. Don't know why. Thought I would. Really doesn't add to the weight of the gun. This is a very light gun. Really easy and fun to shoot. So, that's my review of the TechSight 200. Is just a really, really good investment, even though it costs a few bucks, but it's really going to turn a mundane little rifle like the Marlin 60 into something that's going to be a whole lot of fun to shoot, take outside, shoot at squirrels, shoot at cans, do all sorts of things. It's cool stuff. What can I say? This is stripped by my book, Buddhism for Dudes. It'll change your life. There's a copy of it right here. See you next time. This was stripped.